Hello students, welcome to today's lesson. In this lesson, we are going to study phosphorus cycle in an ecosystem. Phosphorus cycle is one of biogeochemical cycle that describes the movement of phosphorus through lithosphere, hydrosphere, and biosphere. Much of the phosphorus on Earth is tied up in rocks and sedimentary deposits. So this phosphorus just released by weathering, leaching, and mining process. Phosphorus is required in substantial quantities by all living organisms. In this case, phosphorus is essential components of biochemical molecules like genetic material, DNA and RNA, phospholipid bilayer in cell membrane, the principal energy source, ATP, bonds, teeth, and in some proteins and enzymes. So this phosphorus is present in organisms in the form of phosphates. Unlike carbon, water, nitrogen, and sulfur, phosphorus has no significant gaseous form and does not recycle through atmosphere. Crystalline rocks are a major natural source of phosphorus and liquid form as well. Weathering makes phosphate available to producers followed by consumers. As we know, weathering is the breaking down of rocks. Rock weathering is one of the most important long-term sources for nutrients of phosphorus. Phosphate is absorbed from the soil or water by plants to make phosphorus containing organic molecules in living organisms. This phosphorus is absorbed by plants in the form of phosphate from soil or water to make phosphorus containing organic molecules in plant bodies. Then phosphorus just passed along the food chain through feeding, digestion, and assimilation. When these organisms die, their bodies are decomposed and phosphate ions can be released back from compounds like phospholipid, ATP, DNA, RNA, bonds, and teeth. When these organic molecules in living organisms' body gets decomposed, they release back phosphorus into the soil and water. Phosphates also enter the soil or water as a result of weathering of rocks and in the form of fertilizers. When farmers apply phosphorus containing fertilizers to their farmlands, over millions of years, phosphate ions can leach through erosion into seas and become part of newly forming sedimentary rocks. As you can see from the diagram, phosphate taken up by plants from the soil and fixed into organic phosphate in plant's body. Then when animals eat plants, they get this phosphate through feeding and digestion. When all these organisms excrete and die, decomposers break open or decompose these phosphorus containing organic compounds and release phosphorus in the form of phosphate to soil and water. When human beings also mine phosphorus from its main source, sedimentary rocks, we then extract and process to make artificial phosphorus containing fertilizers. Then we can apply this fertilizer to our farmlands to increase productivity of farm crops. These crops or plants then absorb this phosphate to make their own phosphate containing organic compounds. The phosphorus that remain in soil can also be leached and added to aquatic environment through erosion. Then this phosphorus gets to develop sedimentary rocks to form a phosphate containing sedimentary rocks. The cycle just continues in loop manner in these forms.